Ilia Topuria just fought and absolutely vaporized, annihilated, obliterated, extirpated, whatever word you want to use. He completely demolished Oliveira in the first round, and this was a vicious KO. There really wasn't any other way this was going to go, simply because of the way Topuria throws his shots, and the fact that Oliveira has terrible defense and is not that durable. So as usual, this is going to be a recurring series in my channel. We go through all the criteria of what makes a good KO. So the power check, is Oliveira chin? Yes, he is. But anyways, anticipation, direction, all this good stuff. And now Ilia Topuria is 17-0 in MMA and still undefeated. And poor Oliveira. I mean, it was going to happen. I did not want to see the result after the fight. I mean, Oliveira, like how he was going to look. I was scared for Oliveira. I was like, okay, maybe Topuria can just submit him, or maybe he just TKOs him and he'll be all right. But now Oliveira got absolutely executed, and he had zero success in the striking. And by the way, just a little bit of a breakdown. So Ilia Topuria was conditioning Oliveira with his jab. He was landing these sharp jabs through Oliveira's high guard, and he was catching him the same way Sarukian caught him. And then what Topuria started doing is he started feinting the jab. He was feinting the jab up top, feinting the jab to the body. And then what he did is he would, I'm not sure the exact sequence, but I think he feinted to the body and then went up top. But anyways, he was conditioning Oliveira with this jab feint. And what he did in the knockout sequence was Topuria threw a jab. He feinted the jab. It was a little bit more than a feint, more like a fake, but he flashed his lead hand, and Oliveira immediately opened up and tried to counter him, because Topuria was just only throwing single jabs, and he was just throwing a bunch of feints. And immediately, he explodes with that, I think it was a right straight or right hook. I couldn't exactly tell. Actually, this definitely looks like a hook. Yeah, this is not an overhand, this is a hook landing clean on the chin. And the speed of this combination was absolutely terrifying. You watch it in, like, when I watched this live, I had no idea. I mean, I saw that he landed a right-left combination, but it was so fast, I couldn't tell what the first shot he threw. Like, was that a feint? Like, what was that? But yeah, Oliveira immediately opens up. Topuria catches him with the right hook right on the chin. It immediately puts him out cold. He's out cold from that moment. And then he follows up with a left hook. The speed of that left hook, I mean, when you watch the hallway KO, the left hook just seems to come out of nowhere when you watch from different camera angles. He is so quick with that. And I mean, he leads with his shoulder. His arm is like perfect form, obviously, and he gets so much rotation. And yeah, I mean, I'm going to talk about the cope and all the low IQ arguments people were making in favor of Oliveira in the striking. The striking was never going to be close. Absolutely not. I mean, as I said in my video, Oliveira he didn't punish Chandler for closing the distance at all. He wasn't intercepting him with front kicks or teeps. He let Michael Chandler close the distance for free. And yeah, his boxing completely not even on the level of Topuria. Topuria also has an iron chin, so I think he could eat those shots. Oliveira definitely could not. Now, to get into the actual KO review, Topuria has insane power. The power is as good as you're going to get, but it's also leveraged by his technique and his placement. So Topuria is, yeah, he has insane power. Oliveira cracked his chin. I mean, he's had a long career. He's taken so much damage. The camp that Oliveira comes from, shoot to box, they're notorious for sparring extremely hard, so that's going to further deteriorate his chin, and he was never that durable to begin with. So people were saying he's playing possum. I was saying in all those fights he was legitimately hurt. Sometimes he does play possum and he plays it up a little bit, but yeah. Zero anticipation. Oliveira was completely focused on offense. I think he slightly slipped the jab. I'm not sure what that was, but he thought Topuria was just throwing a jab or a jab feint. I think he tried to slip the jab and counter with some hook. I don't exactly remember because this just happened. But anyways, he was not anticipating the follow-up shots from Topuria. Topuria was way too fast, way too sharp. Oliveira had absolutely zero time to react. Oliveira was not moving into Topuria. Oh, actually, it kind of looks like he was moving into Topuria. Interesting. So yeah, you can see the positioning of Oliveira's head. I guess he slipped the jab. The jab would have gone over his right shoulder, and he was trying to land a right cross, and mysteriously he hits Topuria's body. Wow, he whiffed by a mile there. I wasn't even looking at these pictures, but actually these are good pictures. Anyways, Oliveira was actually kind of moving into Topuria, so I take that back, not stationary. Now the placement of the shot right on the chin, as you can see in this picture. It was right on the chin, and the left hook that followed up, I think it clipped near the temple area, or it was near on the chin. I wrote this a bit prematurely. Anyways, A decent follow-through, you can tell it really whipped around Oliveira's head. There could have been more follow-through, but it cleanly traveled to his chin. And there was a little bit of cumulative damage. You could see Oliveira's cut. Topuria lands a few shots, and Oliveira's already bleeding. Fair play, Oliveira bleeds in every single fight. He bled in the Tony Ferguson fight from one elbow. He bled in the Sarukian fight. He just gets cut and bleeds easily. I think it was the same in the Gaethje fight. He was also bleeding in the first round. But I'm just saying, who did not see this coming? I mean, Gaethje, Poirier, all these guys, Chandler in the first fight, they're all, Makhachev even, they're all hurting Oliveira in the first round. So what's going to happen when you put him against Topuria? And this was, yeah, a clean one-shot KO. The first shot, even if Oliveira didn't take any damage, the first shot completely put him out. The fight was over from there. So, the verdict. Obviously, oh, I didn't edit this one. I forgot to edit my slideshow. I got a bit excited, okay? Anyways, the brutality, I mean, Shadow Realm 10 out of 10. You don't get any more brutal than this. Yeah, I mean, Oliveira was, I think his eyes were technically open. Maybe he wasn't completely out. Like, maybe he recovered immediately after getting flatlined. But, yeah, 10 out of 10 brutality. This is as vicious as you get. And Topuria followed up with 2 hammer fists. So, a skill 8.5 out of 10. The reason I don't give it a 10 out of 10 just because it's Ilia Topuria is because, I mean, the setup he used was pretty basic. Obviously, it was done at a super high level. But also, you have to consider that Oliveira got knocked out because his reflexes, I mean, his defense is just terrible, and he completely reacted in the wrong way. That's not so much skill on Topuria's part. That's also Oliveira making a massive mistake in that moment. And people, I mean, Joe Rogan was glazing Oliveira. He's so technical. Look where his right hand is, right where it's supposed to be. I think that was their exchange, DC and Joe Rogan, after the first Chandler fight. But, yeah, Oliveira drops both his hands in exchanges, and he's way too hittable. But, yeah, obviously insane setup from Topuria, conditioning Oliveira with the jab. Just, it's like a lance piercing through his high guard, and then conditioning him with these jab feints, feinting the jab to the body, and then he throws the jab. I think he even changed the speed of his jab and the timing, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe he did something with that. To me, it didn't seem like that was the case, but I wouldn't be surprised to Ilia Topuria. But immediately fires that right hook, left hook combination, and yeah, Oliveira, he just stood there and tried to exchange with Topuria. Very puzzled by his game plan. I thought he was going to be spamming kicks and just every time Topuria tries to box, he's just going to try to shoot a single or something. I mean, even if he doesn't get it, Topuria on top, where Oliveira can pull guard, like if Topuria sprawled his takedown, that's a much better situation than you're standing and boxing with him. I mean, yeah, and of course the low kicks did absolutely no damage. Oliveira, like, people were glazing his low kicks. But anyways, I'm just making this video way too long. Aesthetics, 10 out of 10. Yeah, that's absolutely aesthetic KO. I mean, pure aesthetic. That is peak aesthetics, peak aura. I mean, Ilia Topuria looked invincible in this entire fight. I mean, the grappling. Anyways, this video isn't about grappling. Anyways, the caliber of KO. This is an all-time classic KO. This is going on Ilia Topuria's highlight reel. This is going in all the compilations. This is going in the documentaries of the lightweight division. Yeah. Man, I feel so bad for Oliveira though. Like they were gonna make a documentary on his life, and he brought his whole family. Just why would you do that? Never bring your family to a Topuria fight. Like, what are you doing? Man, I did feel bad for Oliveira, but I think he'll be okay. He'll be all right. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I mean, a masterpiece by Ilia Topuria. Just, yeah, I mean, not much else to say.